Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the World Championship.
Edwards. Edwards! They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm sick. So this is going to be a short show, but the Timberwolves win 128-102. Coming to you live from my bed. Josh, before the game started, said, let's go for 8 in a row, and we got it. Now, unfortunately, 8 in a row means nothing when you are in the Western Conference, and every other contending team also has won 8 in a row. Shout out Crone, like the stream, join the stream. And if you're watching this after the live, who was your player of the game? Who was the player of the game tonight? I don't actually know. LFG Conrad, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Timberwolves win though, in a relatively convincing fashion. It was a great first. The first quarter was incredible. Ant had 21, I think, in the first quarter. And honestly, it didn't even really look like Ant was giving it like everything. He just kind of had some buckets going for him. And then he had the really nice dunk. But then the second quarter was not good for him. He really could have had a 50-point game tonight easily. He could have had a crazy game if he really engaged. But at the same time, even if he had like 40 at halftime, are we really putting him out there against the Jazz in the fourth quarter like we had tonight? Like I don't think so. So, oh man, never in doubt. Honestly, this time maybe. Well, no, in the second quarter we had a little doubt, but realistically we had no doubt. Even though the score got kind of close, there was no doubt. Jaden maybe, yeah. JC best Wolf to wear 22. Oh, you're gonna get my crazy hot takes about Wiggins out again. Not yet, but man, he has got some exciting defensive plays so far this year. It's pretty awesome to see. It's good to see him come back from injury and just making such a big impact. And then to have like players like Ant on the bench just hyping him up like that. That's cool. It's really cool to see. But Jaden, Clark, Ant. Yeah, honestly, again, this was like the communism Timberwolves where everybody gets a share. It was a really good game. I haven't even looked at the box score, really. I should probably take a peek. All I know is that Ant had a lot of points. Yeah, Ant had 41, Jaden 20, DDV 11, 8 from Clark, 5 from Reed has had really weird games recently. I feel like he's just off a little bit now. But that's okay, because if he can have these off games in our winning streak, then he'll be on late season / playoffs, you know. How is Reed? I'm going to look at Reed's like last couple games here, because every time I say that he's on a bad streak, I look in like the last game he's had like 30 points, and I'm like, okay, I'm an idiot. He had 5 tonight, or no, is this the rate? Yeah, 5 tonight, 8 last game, 8 the game before that, 20, 15, 13, kind of all over the place. Another 7-point in there, another 3-point in there, mixed in with some 15s and 20s. So it's been more inconsistent. I mean, he had such a hot streak earlier in the season. It's really hard to kind of be too critical of him. But, yeah. As a Warriors fan, we need you guys to lose some games soon. Hopefully you lose tomorrow against the Pacers. Well, I think that's the most realistic chance, weirdly, maybe for the rest of the season. We play the Pacers tomorrow, and we play them next Monday, I believe, as well. So those are probably the 2 highest chance of loss games for us going on, because we have a really easy schedule. Now, the Warriors, on the other hand, do not have the easiest of schedules. That was another thing I wanted to bring up. Let me pull up their schedule real quick, because they're obviously, the Warriors and us are the ones kind of battling right now. It's possible that the Lakers could fall. It's possible that even like the Nuggets or the Grizzlies could fall, because we're only 4 games or 3.5 games back, I think. Yeah, 3.5 games. No, 2.5 games back of the Lakers, 3.5 games back of the Grizzlies and the Nuggets and the Rockets. So, like, realistically, there's a non-zero chance that we become the 2 seed. Now, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the ceiling is probably like 5, just because not every team is going to suck. Some of these teams play each other, so like one team has to win. But like we have a good chance. So like the Warriors here, let's pull up their schedule like I promised I was going to do. They play Denver next. Denver's not been playing great, but like they're also going to be motivated. They play the Bucks. They've been playing okay. Raptors, Hawks, Heat, Pelicans, Spurs. Okay, that's not so great. But then they play the Grizzlies. They play the Lakers. They play the Nuggets again. They play the Rockets. They play the Suns, who are going to be desperate in the end of April. And then Spurs, Blazers, Clippers. So I mean, it's not the easiest schedule of all time, but we have a much easier schedule than they do. Much easier schedule than they do. Rudy had a decent game. Yeah, he had some good dunks. He had some good defense. He was getting he was believing that he was getting bad calls. So thank you, Rokiss. Appreciate that. My voice is, I took a cough drop before this. It's really weird. It's just like my throat. Is that bird flu? I don't know. I got it from Canada, probably. Anthony and Jaden bench reaction. Yeah, I know. Jaden too. And Rudy in that one too. Rudy was smiling too. Whenever you see Rudy smiling on the bench, I feel like that's when you know there's a significant moment. Dude, did Bones and Rob do the Spider-Man point at each other? I didn't see that. But it's funny to see them both out there because they're so similar. Like they're both shorter, skinnier guys. Well, I don't know how short Bones is, but like their builds are so similar on the court. It's kind of funny. But just when the Warriors need, it's the opposite way around, my friend. Just when the Timberwolves need the Warriors to lose. But this is how we're supposed to play against the Jazz. Yes, exactly. I do think that, last game that we played against, it's funny. They were showing the stat at the beginning of the broadcast. The Jazz are 0-7 since playing us and beating us, and we're 8-0 since playing them, or 7-0, something like that. Basically, we've gone undefeated and they've gone winless since we last played, and that was the game where I kind of blamed Ant. I was really mad at Ant because that's the game he got suspended for, and we lost the game by 1 point. And you can't tell me that if Anthony Edwards plays that game that we don't somehow pull out. He doesn't give us at least 1 point to get that over. So frustrating. McDaniels discovering rebounding is the coolest thing. Yeah, he had a double-double tonight. And it's good. He was actually snatching some rebounds away from people too. But Cam Pro Communism clip. There we go. Love it. Wow, I'm so far behind. Supermax. Let's see. Clark was a great draft pick. Honestly, I've said this a million times, and I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys with this, but this is the one thing in particular that I just know that Conley's good at. He just takes chances. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. on Denver right now isn't like that. He's been kind of falling off recently, but he was a huge reason of why they won a championship. And he was injured coming out of college. He had that back surgery or whatever. He just takes chances on injured players, but like strategic chances, not just like YOLO, like I'm gonna just see if Jalen Clark can actually play after tearing everything. Like obviously he's a later pick, but like he's okay. That's the thing. You take these later picks, you're like, this is a player that showed promise, just got injured, and see what happens. So Warriors have been playing bums and injured teams for a month straight. Yeah, I've watched a couple of their games. I mean, to be honest, even though they still look pretty dang good. They just got everything going. And, Jimmy on a new team is very dangerous because he cares for like the first couple months. So until it comes time for another contract, and then he stops playing. So, yeah, Kubler, you're right. Nas did play tough, though. Let's see. We own the tiebreaker against Denver as well. Rockets, Nuggets, Lakers, and Grizz are all tied at 25 in the last custom. It's crazy. I cannot wait to see how this pans out, and I'm glad that we have an easy schedule, and I'm glad that we've been taking advantage. I mean, this is crazy. 8 games in a row. I mean, I get it that these are not like all top tier opponents, but like the Timberwolves of old, regardless of who they were playing, would not win 8 games in a row. Like this team would lose a game like this to the Jazz. I mean, we just did 9 games ago for other reasons, but man, the Suns have quit. I don't think they want to make the plan. They are going to have to, I mean, I know they're terrible, but it's going to have to take them They're going to have to be so bad to miss the plan because the Mavs might literally, I'm not even joking here, they actually might have to forfeit games because the weird cap situation, they're like a first apron team and they're like too close or something, so they can't sign any more players. They've already maxed out all their two-way players. Their two-way players only have like a couple more games left. So if they can't dress 8 people without faking injuries being done, they legitimately might have to forfeit games. So if the Suns can't beat a team that is on the brink of forfeiting games, like they need to be relocated or something. It's so bad. Our emerging rookies make us match up with the Memphis starter or Memphis better than the start of the season. I'm all in on a Memphis series. I'm all in on a Rockets series. I'm all in on I'm on a Denver series. I mean, there's really the only team that I think I'd say I'm most worried about is the Lakers. And I know we keep talking about this every time, but I feel like this is where we are. I mean, we're at the end of the season. We have to start planning who we're going to play against, regardless of whether we're playing or not. But I'd say the Lakers are probably the main one to a degree. The Thunder too. I certainly don't want to go up against the Thunder. But I still think we could beat. I mean, we did beat the Thunder multiple times this season, regular season games, but it's possible. And always turns up with 50 Cent is in the building. Interesting. Well, 50 Cent changes teams all the time. He annoyed me. At first, I was really on board, and then I saw him going to like Magic games, and I'm like, who are you a fan of? I guess you can have. You're allowed to have one East Coast and one West Coast team, right? Or one West team. Leonard Miller is probably the only bad pick. Yeah, and realistically, he's been at times balling out in G League, so he's just a weird player. I just don't know that he translates to the NBA. He's just so frantic in a non-controlled way. And could have had 60, but after the first quarter, he was ass as a jump shooter. He was, yes. He just was chucking threes for no purpose. It was bad. But Nathan Grella, I haven't seen you around here in a while. Welcome back. I think we're projecting Clark as a top 15 pick before. Yeah, exactly. They were. He was up there for sure. They got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. Guys, where are we on the Kevin Durant for Jaden McDaniels trade rumors? I mean, honestly, right now, I can't I've been watching KD play more just to be like, in case he does come here, I'm kind of trying to get a little bit more. Like, I've seen KD play before, but like I'm actually going out of my way to try to watch Sun games, which is just like miserable. But he didn't have a great offensive game tonight. I'm starting to wonder, the thing that I don't know, because like in a vacuum without any salary cap, anything, any decisions from players to opt in or out or whatever, I just don't know that I'm like in on him because I worry about his defense a little bit. I mean, he's getting older. Sure, he's got length, but I've seen some of his defense against Ant. I've seen some of his defense against other players, and it's not great. And sure, he's got an amazing offensive game, but like at a point that's going to start falling off to a degree. And it makes me wonder if that's really the move. For the longest time, all off season last season, and even the first half of this season, really up until like the last 10 to 15 games, I was like, this is just the move. Like, it just makes sense. But the thing that I don't know, which is where I was going and then I forgot, is like, okay, if Randall opts into his last year, which at this point, I don't know, he's been playing pretty good other than maybe tonight. What do we like salary cap wise? Will it make sense for us to trade like these players away to get KD, or I don't know. It's really tricky. But what are you guys saying? That's not true. The Timberwolves are not scared of the Warriors. Yeah, I'm not scared of the Warriors, really. Oh, well, I'm a little scared of the Warriors. I mean, Jimmy is solid. He is playing really good basketball, and I don't mean by scoring. Like, he's just doing everything else. He gets Steph more opportunities. The Warriors do have good players, certainly, but they're definitely not at the top of my list of like players I'm scared of. It's definitely Lakers way more just because Luka is just. I mean, I feel like Luka's like impossible. But chat full of Leonard Miller family members. I'd trade Jaden for Luka and Jokic. No one else. That's crazy. But honestly, I mean, like Jaden's potential is crazy. Because if he continues playing this well offensively, it's really hard to like. I mean, he's so good defensively. So if he performs offensively, like, I don't think you can do anything. The win streak continues. Yes, it does, Mitchell Miguel. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, we got this guy's stuck in the chat. We don't need any more offense. I mean, we don't need offense. It's weird. We need guys who play both sides of the ball. Exactly, because if we lose Jaden and get KD, like, of course you're getting an offensive boost, but I don't know. I want to keep Nas, not and Jay. I know, same. And like recently, other than tonight, I've been like, I kind of want. Well, okay. Here's the problem, though. The one problem that I see, unless Nas or Jaden, which Nas at times has this year, and Jaden also has at times this year, can take the offensive load off of Ant, then maybe we need somebody like, for example, and the problem is that like you need kind of a ball handler too. It's the same thing that the Mavs did with when they've got Kyrie to pair with Luka, because when you have those two together, it's a very difficult thing to defend. It's different than like when you had Ant and Cat, or like a wing and a big, or a guard and a big, because bigs can be exposed a little bit in the playoffs. But when you have two like guard wing players, it's really difficult, and you need them to both be able to ball handle. And like Jaden's ability to ball handle, I don't really have like the utmost confidence in. I mean, I don't really have Ant's confidence in that, so I definitely don't have Jaden's. Randall is chaotic, but like he has a little bit more ability to do that, so it's tricky going forward. I don't know, but we'll see. Longest win streak in 21 years, apparently. It is weird. It is definitely weird. But ooh, I like Clark on Steph. That would be fun, but we don't play each other. And we're not gonna play each other. I don't know why this Warriors fan is talking about this. We're not gonna play each other. We would have to both win so many games to get into the 4-5, and hope that all these other teams lose as well. It's just not happening. We're not going to play each other unless we get deep into the playoffs. So we'll see. Well, Corey, there's a lot of things that can happen still, but it certainly seems like one of these players we're not going to be able to keep. And the thing with Na, I just like, I cannot face losing him, because he has these moments of offensive production and defensive production that are just like, how can you have a player? How can you lose this player? But I don't know. I don't think Tim will include Jaden and Nas for a potential KD deal. Randall and Mike are the only packages that make sense for a. I mean, if you can do that, then maybe, but I just don't know. I just don't know that's possible. But Nathan Roska says Dillingham was a bad pick too. I'm not willing to go there. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to be going there unless he shows some really bad signs, like next year and the year after that. Realistically, until he turns like 23, I'm not going to be crazy. Like, he's 20. He came into the league when he was 19. He's got a lot to learn. He looks really raw right now, but that's what you would expect for a 19, 20-year-old. So I'm just not going to go too crazy on him. But sure, it doesn't look great right now, but he needs an off season. He needs an off season and another season at least to get like some kind of a baseline for what we can expect from him. So Nas can create his own shots and play defense. He can, but you know, it's like, okay, we need the offensive, like we can't have this where he's had like 3 single-digit point games in a row. Like, I know we're winning, but that's because we have other players. So like, if we're going to rely on him as like the guy, he's going to have to figure out ways. Do I believe he can? Yes. But man, you look rough, Cam. I hope you're feeling better. I'd like to think that part of that is just that I'm on my like laptop webcam and also in bed with bad lighting. But yeah. I know. I don't think I can handle going on another team. But like Corey's saying here, the emergence of Clark and Shannon help with losing He's expendable. He's more expendable than Nas. And I don't think we'd be able to retain both. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not going to have Randall on the team anymore, if that's to be the case. And like you're probably going to have to lose like Jaden and or Rudy to make something like that possible. And then you've just lost so much identity of the team, it's impossible. So I do wonder about Rudy and what the future is for him on the team. But like, what do you do? Like, who is like looking to acquire a Rudy Gobert right now? Not that I'm trying to get rid of him, because I've been more of like a Rudy truther, and I do think, and even Jim Pete brought it up on the broadcast tonight, like he gives players with this screening the ability to get wide open shots, and get a lot of those in the first quarter. So there's also speculation that KD's value might not be that high. That's the one thing that I'm just very curious to know. But the problem, the Suns are just in such a bad situation, because what they think, a lot of their fans think right now, is they're like, you know what? We can just trade KD, get some picks, like get like 3 or 4 first round picks, and then try to use one of those picks to get rid of Beal and then regroup around Booker. And I'm like, KD at 37 or whatever he's going to be is not worth multiple first round picks. I mean, unless he goes on some tear and really shows up and like takes him deep into the playoffs somehow from the bottom of the play-in. But he's just not worth that. Even if he does, he's just too old to be putting too many assets into. You know, it's kind of like LeBron. Like, imagine trading LeBron right now. What are the Lakers going to get for LeBron? Like, how many more years is LeBron actually going to play? I just don't think that there's that many players that are like, you're not probably getting draft picks, right? Because he's going to play like a year or two. And KD, I mean, he could play to be as long as LeBron, so he could have another 5 years. But I don't know. Suns and Mavericks are the new Trailblazers and Jazz. Well, I would be happy if the Trailblazers and Jazz got good. I mean, I guess the Trailblazers weren't bad. They haven't been bad that long, but the Jazz and the Jazz too, they haven't been bad that long either. But the Suns and the Mavericks, they're in trouble. They're just in a lot of trouble. At this point, I think we need to commit around a young core, with Ant as the leader. Not to say KD isn't great or Julius isn't playing well, but we can't let them cost us, maximizing Ant's prime. Yeah, I think the one thing that I've learned this year, though, is that it just feels like Ant he just needs a counterpart offensively. And, you know, Carl was like, to a point, that Cat and Ant never really played well together. I know that there's a lot of people out there that think they did, but like Julius and Ant have already done multiple games worth of things points wise combined, that Cat and Ant never did throughout all of their years together. But he was enough of somebody to kind of give Ant a little bit more space. Julius is kind of doing that right now, but it's really like the collective team kind of doing that. Whoever steps up, whether it's Nas or whoever. Nas could be it. I mean, Nas in the starting lineup has been fun, but it's just going to be tricky. I don't know. At the moment, Midwest Mama, this is kind of where I am. We should pass on KD. Well, other than the running back, because the thing that I worry about is the second apron. Maybe I don't need to be as worried, because I think once you're out of the second apron, all of your picks get unfrozen or whatever. But I don't want to have our first round picks automatically going to the end of the first round. I want to have some flexibility. If we thought that we were, I mean, KD's not the answer to like us going to the finals or not, I don't think. So we'll see. Tim's got an idea. Can we trade Rudy for Nick Claxton? I wish, but I think Nick Claxton is going to be a Laker next year, if I had to guess. They're going to find a way to get him on the Lakers. They want to find a better center than Jackson Hayes or whatever. Corey, I like your thinking. I would not mind this. I like this idea. This would be all-time fun, but it would be a little nerve-wracking injury-wise. So I know, see, everybody else here hates the Zion idea, but I'm kind of for it. I've always been kind of for it. But it all depends on how much he costs, because if they're valuing him still at like many first-round picks and young stars type of deal, then no. But if you're getting him for a Luka package, then hell yeah. I'd say that Cat sacrificed more of his game than Randall did in the beginning of his career or at the beginning of the year. Yes. Yeah, I agree. Okay, tier list. Let's do it. I can feel my voice going, so we have to do it. Where are we? I got to pull up stats here. Sorry, I'm kind of a janky setup today. If you haven't already, like the stream. Where are we? Let me find us here. Can't believe we play tomorrow. Guys, there's a high chance I'm not available for tomorrow, as you can hear from my voice. Okay. Let's start with, I guess we could probably start with Nas. Get your grades in for Nikhil. I don't know if I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the garbage time players, I don't think. I don't know. Doesn't feel like they need it. Nobody really had anything crazy. Bones got minutes. I don't think he's even on here. Shout out Bones for getting his first points as a Timberwolf. But let's do this. Where are we? There. Nas Reed. Where'd he go? Oh, yeah, and I didn't describe. A1, unforgettably good game. Glenn Taylor, unforgettably bad game. Meh is like a good game. It's fine. Nothing bad. B is on here. This is because I'm on my wrong computer and like the cache is here. We're deleting this row. We have nice. What happened here? And didn't we get rid of one of these? Did we get rid of D'Lo? I don't remember. Whatever. Yeah, Jake, what is this tier list? I have no clue what's going on here. I am Ashwin. Well, we're gonna roll with whatever the hell this tier list is. But anyways, Nas, 5 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. Did have 3 turnovers. We had a weird bunch of well, actually, we didn't have a bunch of turnovers. It felt like we had a lot of turnovers. I don't know. They felt kind of gross to me, the ones that we did have. Anyways, everybody was plus on the team tonight other than everybody else. Only played 20 minutes. Let's see. Blackie says nice. Tier fusion. Yeah, there's something crazy going on here. Nas, meh. Bad offense, but really good defense. Yeah, he had a nice chase down block. Nas was D'Lo, 2 of 10. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Nas 9 rebounds. Yeah, honestly, I think if I'm being honest, I might even be closer to D'Lo. I'm gonna move Old too because Old is throwing me off here. I don't even know where Old's gonna go tonight, but it's between D'Lo and Meh for me. But I think I'm probably gonna go up just because we won and the defense was there. So we'll give him a Meh tonight, which again, Meh is not bad. It sounds bad, it's not. Next up, let's actually do Rudy. Even though he was a starter, only played 26 minutes, had 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Excuse me. Trying to see if there's any notable stats here. Not really. I had no problem with this game, really. This was nothing bad. Also, nothing really notable. Had some nice dunks. Was getting really angry at every foul call or non-call. Excuse me. I'm losing it. Yeah, I think it's probably a meh. I think we can do a meh for him. Need my water. I'd rather have Jaden, Randall, and Reed. Yeah. Bear with me one second. I'm going to be coughing. Oh, gosh. I don't know if I can do this. I've got a cough drop. I don't think I can. I'm going to die. I'm not hurling in the toilet. Rip me indeed. I don't think I can, guys. Tears are coming out of my eyes. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to stop early. This is crazy. And I don't know that I'll be available tomorrow. Tier list speed run. Yeah, let me do this. Silent tier list, okay? I'm going to do it without any input from anybody. There we go. We did it. I think that's everybody. What the heck just happened? Whoa. I'm out of control. I appreciate you guys showing up, but I got to go. This is my flu game for real. Cool. Wolves win. I'm probably not available tomorrow. I'm sorry. I know I've been out a lot, but I'm probably not available. We'll see. If I feel good, I mean, I'm definitely going to watch the game somehow, but we'll see how I feel. So, all right. It's good to see you. Sorry for the short stream. I'll be back when I'm not dying. 52 wins is still possible. Intro is the outro. We'll see you. I don't know when. Sometime later this week. We'll see ya. Oh, wait, I got to do the intro. There.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the world championship.